What's up YouTube? This is Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. I'm going to show you how to change your front brake pads on a 2010 Chrysler Town Country Minivan. Now the first thing I like to do is press the caliper piston, which is right here, back into the caliper itself. And you can do that by wedging a screwdriver right in through here in the edge. You can see it coming out between this pad and the body of the caliper. And what you do is you just pull that towards you steadily and slowly. Just apply pressure there. Now, as you do this, or before you do this, it's a great idea to pop the hood and check the level of brake fluid in the master cylinder, which I've already done, but I'm gonna show you here real quick. So let's go up top and take a look. Now this right here is your master cylinder, and if you just take the cap off there, set that aside, you'll see that we're pretty low on fluid. So we've got enough room in there to push the caliper piston back in and push the fluid backwards through the system up into the master cylinder. Okay, so as long as you know that there's enough room in the master cylinder to push the piston back in, we can continue to do that. So we'll just pull that towards you just enough, and you can see now we've got some additional space in here to make room for the new pad material. You can even push the screwdriver back in between the rotor and the pad and push back on that just to make sure that you get that caliper pushed all the way back in. Okay, now we can loosen and remove this lower caliper bolt. That's a 13 millimeter. Sometimes the slide pin that it goes into will spin, and so you may need to get a wrench on there as well. In this case we did not need to. There's that bolt, we can set that aside. Now this whole caliper will just pivot on the other bolt upwards. Now this doesn't stay, so I've just got to hold it up there with my other hand while I take out the pads and swap them out here. So here's our old outboard pad. Let's pull that out. And then the inboard pad. And just make note on the inboard pad what side the little metal squealer is on. In this case it's on the top of the inboard pad, so we'll take that out. Now I'm just going to set the caliper down while I grab the new pads. Okay, so I wanted to show you something here on the new pads. You see, these usually come with these little metal attachments so that you have one for the left and one for the right side pad. In this case, they have them both the same, so they gave us two for the right side. So I'm going to end up mounting this. I'm still going to put it on the inboard side, but I'm going to mount it with this metal thing down. It will still scratch on the rotor when it does, if it does wear down that far. Before I put the new brake pads in, I like to put a little bit of this Sil Glide brake grease on the back, just a dab or two. This is what this stuff looks like, and I'll put a link to that in the description as well. But just to smear a little bit on the back shim, and then at the contact points here on the ends of the brake pad, these little metal ears that stick out. This really will help the brake pad move as it needs to, back and forth as you're braking, but it also seems to quiet it down a little bit. So this is the outboard pad. Put that into place here. There we go. So this little metal piece down here, this little clip that holds that, was a little tight, but we were able to push that in. Same thing on the inboard pad. Just a little bit of this grease will help cut down some brake noise, and a little bit on the little tabs or metal ears here on the end. I'll just pull that up and do the same thing here. Just get those started in that little clips there, and then press it in. I like to make sure that those sit in there not too tight, so that they'll still kind of move back and forth. And then we can lower the caliper back down over the new pads. Sometimes you have to pull on that slide pin at the bottom to make sure that that will go all the way down. And then we can replace that lower bolt here, a 13 millimeter. And you're done. Just remember to step on the brake pedal once or twice to push the caliper piston back out, which will push the pads close to the rotor where they need to be. And don't forget to top off your master cylinder. Hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe if you did. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.